Thank you for stopping by my kitchen. You are very welcome. Today I have been making this delicious Victoria sandwich. The traditional Victoria sandwich has jam in the middle and icing sugar sprinkled on top, but most people these days make it with jam and buttercream. It's just better that way. I'm not going to get all that in at once. Let's try. Delicious. Here's how I made it. As always with baking a cake, we need to put our oven on first so it's hot. This Victoria sandwich is going to go in an oven of 180 degrees centigrade, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. And now I'm going to just line my tins. Just make a circular. I can squeeze another on that side. So 2 circles for your tins. These are 9-inch tins I'm using today. These don't have to be precise, just to stop the cake sticking on the bottom of the pan. You want to cut inside the line of pencil you made too, so we don't want any pencil in our cake. There, that's fine. So now we've got 2 circular pieces of greaseproof paper. We just need to take them out of the tins. Very lightly butter the tins underneath. This is just to make the greaseproof paper stick. Once that's stuck down, we go in again with more butter and up the sides this time. You can flour up the sides if you know your cakes tend to stick to your tins. You can flour up the sides, but these tins are quite good and their cake never sticks. They're a good non-stick tin, so I don't need to do that. Oops, they're both done. Next, I'm going to put 6 ounces of room temperature butter into a bowl. If you're making a cake for a 7-inch tin, you'll need to use 4 ounces. So this cake is 6 ounces of everything. 6 ounces of butter, 6 ounces of caster sugar, 6 ounces of self-raising flour for a 9-inch tin. If you're using a 7-inch tin, it'll be 4 ounces of butter, 4 ounces of caster sugar, and 4 ounces of self-raising flour. And give that a whiz. So to the butter, I'm going to add 6 ounces of caster sugar. I'll do this a little bit gradually. I'm going to scrape the sides just to get it all incorporated, and more whisking. In my jug I have 3 eggs. I'm just going to give them a whisk up. Once whisked, they're going to be added to the cake, but very, very gradually. Tiny bit to start. You need to add these eggs gradually, otherwise the cake will curdle. All this mixing will make the cake light and fluffy. I'm going to scrape down the sides because we need to get all the butter off the sides in order to incorporate all those eggs. So as you can see here, the mixture's been splattered all around the sides of the bowl. I'm going to scrape this down again to get everything into the centre so it can all be mixed and beaten together. Do not scrimp on time spent beating. This is the most important part. This is what the mixture looks like when it's ready. It's a much paler colour than you started with, and it's also increased in volume. Into this, we're going to add 6 ounces of self-raising flour. We're going to fold in the flour so we keep all those air bubbles that we put in with the whisk. So it's a fold and cut motion. Make sure all the flour is incorporated and then go no further. There, that's done. Now we'll put it in the tins. So we want to put about half the mixture in each tin. Some people like to weigh their mixture so they get them exactly the same. But just looking is enough. And it's kind of nice if you get one that's slightly taller than the other when it comes out. I always put that one on the bottom. So it's kind of nice. You want to aim for them to be the same, but that doesn't matter too much. There, I think I'll smooth them out while I've got a tiny bit left in the bowl, because then if one has got a lot more in than the other one, I can fill the one with the least amount up with what's left in the bowl. So you're just pushing this gently round to the sides. We do not want to knock any of those air bubbles out at this stage. They look about even to me, so I'll just scrape this out and put a little bit in one and a little bit in the other. They're both done, and I'm going to put those in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So this is what they'll look like when they're done. They're a nice brown colour, and they also pull away from the sides of the tin. I leave them in the tin like this until the tin's cooler, because it's easier not to have to use the oven gloves when you're turning out onto a wire rack. It's easier to use your hands, so just leave them for, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes until they're just cool enough to turn out. So it's been literally only about 3 minutes, and I can already touch the pan. So just run a knife gently around the sides, just to make sure it's not going to stick. As I said before, the cake does pull away from the sides, but there might be a tiny place where it sticks, and we don't want it sticking. So just hold the cake in, turn it over quickly, give it a tap, and that comes out like that. And the next one. There, now we just pull off. Oh, these smell so nice. Pull off the greaseproof paper, and there you have your 2 halves of your Victoria sandwich. They need to be left until, let me get you up here so I can talk to you. There, that's better. They need to be left until they're totally cool before we start making the buttercream. If you put buttercream in a warm cake, it will melt. So yeah, totally cool. Now for the buttercream. In my bowl, I have 2 ounces of butter at room temperature. We just need to give that a whiz. To this, I'm going to add just over 4 ounces of icing sugar. And we need to sieve it in so we don't get any lumps, and not all at once, otherwise we'll get ice and sugar in there. I'm trying to incorporate some in the butter before I turn the mixer on, because otherwise it's going to go everywhere. And again, scrape it down. And another whiz. There, that should be done. I'm just going to give it a taste. Perfect. Now we're going to assemble the cake. So on one half, we put the buttercream. And just smooth it out over the cake. Looking good. Make sure you get this to the edges, because that will make the cake look nice, so we need it on those edges. It can be quite thin in the middle. No one wants too much buttercream because it's quite sweet. And jam on the other side. I normally use either strawberry or raspberry jam, both are nice. A couple of spoonfuls should do it. We'll see how we go with that. That's 2 dessert spoons at the moment. We might need a little more. And again, just smooth that out to the sides. The jam is better at room temperature because it spreads a little easier. Unfortunately, I left mine in the fridge. It seems to be spreading. Just a little bit more than that, I think. And again, out to the edges rather than in the middle. So once that's done, we just lift the top up and put it on and push down so it all mushes out the sides. Nearly finished. All that's left to do now is sprinkling it with icing sugar. Just sift that, just for a coating. You can put a little bit of icing on, but the traditional way is just having icing sugar on the top. And enjoy! If you would like more recipes, I upload every Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time.